Hey guys, so I'm back. I know it's been about a year now, but school's been really crazy and busy, so that's kind of why it's been taking so long to make another video. But today I thought we would try something a little bit different for my first video back on the channel. So as you can see, we are looking at a bookshelf. Now this is where I like to keep all of my graphic novels, my favorite movies, and a lot of DVDs that I've collected, and even my video games down there at the bottom, plus my microphone. But yeah, this is where I keep most of my goodies along with a few other bookshelves that I have in my house. And yeah, I've been starting to collect a lot more graphic novels, as you can see, as my collection kind of went from just a few books over here to a lot more books, to the point that I actually am gonna have to get another bookshelf or make room on my other bookshelves. So today I thought that I would show you guys what I've been collecting. As I said, I've been collecting more and more books. So I thought, why not show off what I'm collecting as I collect them? So this is going to be the first video in a series where I keep you all posted on what I'm collecting and show you all what it is I'm collecting as I collect it. So yeah, let's go take a look and see what I've collected recently, graphic novel wise. And also, like I mentioned, we have the omnibuses and Batman the Black Mirror and Batman by Tom King Compendium 1. So yeah, these are the omnibuses and collected editions that I have so far, or at least the bigger collected editions, plus Black Mirror because it's so tall that I couldn't fit it on my other bookshelf. So yeah, I'm hoping to expand this as the bookshelf has a lot more room on it. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to what I wanted to show you guys. All right, so today I thought I would show you guys what I have picked up in 2025 so far. So yeah, I have started collecting many more graphic novels and including omnibuses over the last few months and year overall. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to just start showing off what I collect as I collect it, as I said. So let's just get into it really quick. So first, I will start off with what I picked up in January, and then we will move into February. All right, so first up we have Batman the Knight by Chip Zdarsky. Now this is one that I've heard is like a follow-up to Batman's origin story, where he goes on around all over the world to train to become Batman and everything like that. And I heard that this is just a story about, well, that takes place during that trip. So I just thought it sounded really interesting, and I actually collected and got as I actually got Batman Failsafe by Chip Zdarsky for Christmas, along with Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler, from my grandparents. So that was pretty cool. So I thought I'd pick up another book by Zdarsky just to see if I like it before I buy anything else, as I do want to start reading as many Batman runs as I can as I get to them in the reading order. So this is just another one that I thought sounded pretty cool, so I thought, why not pick it up? So yeah, this is the first book, and I'm pretty hyped to read it when I get to it. And even so, I mean, it takes place early in the reading order. It takes place earlier in Batman's career, so it's like, do I really have to wait to read it? But at the same time, we'll see. So that is Batman the Knight. Next up, we have Batman City of Bane. Now, this one is actually the end of Batman by Tom King. And so I've been wanting to collect that run for a while so I can read it in its entirety. And as I showed before, I picked up the first Tom King compendium, which released in November. So I thought I'd pick up the ending of the run as well and pick up everything in between where I can. And so this is one of the first ones that I picked up, and I am excited to read it, as I hear that it's pretty good. It's got some controversial stuff in there. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure that Thomas Wayne Batman is one of the main villains in this one. So yeah, we'll see how that goes down, but I'm excited to read this run. I've heard great things, some mixed things, some bad things, but I'm going to remain optimistic because I've heard good things about Tom King as a writer. So yeah. All right, so sorry about that, guys. My dog started barking like crazy. So anyway, let's get back to the next two books that I picked up in January. So now we actually have two more books from Tom King. We actually have volumes 10 and 11 in his run, as these are actually pretty rare and hard to find these days, and I wanted to try to pick up his run in paperback if I could instead of the deluxe editions, as I've heard that they're even harder to find. So yeah, I picked up volumes 10 and 11 at this really cool local comics shop near where I live in Greensboro, and it's really cool. I really like the covers for this one. We've got Nightmares and The Fall and the Fallen that both take place before City of Bane, and I just really like these covers with Batman being held down by all of his enemies, and then him just looking like he's fucked right here, and with all of his villains behind him, and it just looks really awesome. And personally, I'm just excited to read the run, and I think Mikkel Janin's, I think is how you pronounce it. His art is amazing. I read a little bit of, well, I actually read the first issue of Tom Taylor's Detective Comics run, and I actually really liked it. So, and I like his art, and I'm excited to see more of it in this book. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the February books. All right, so let's jump right into February. So, first up, we have Batman, The War of Jokes and Riddles by Tom King. This is a book I've wanted for a very long time. I've been very excited to read this book in the run. I have yet to start Tom King's run, but I really like the premise of this one where Batman and Joker where Riddler and Joker go up against each other to find out who can kill Batman first, and it's just a territory war, and I just think that sounds like a lot of fun. What's funny is that I actually saw this on the shelf at Barnes & Noble a few years ago, but for some reason my dumb ass didn't pick it up. And then it became very rare and out of print, so I totally regret not picking it up a few years ago, as I actually saw it in an old picture that I found, because I like to post pictures of the books that I find and when I go to Barnes & Noble, and I noticed this one in the background, and I was like, damn it, why didn't I pick it up? So it recently got reprinted. I'm really excited to read it when I get to it, and I think it's going to be great. So, yeah, that is Batman Volume 4, The War of Jokes and Riddles. And it takes place right after Compendium 1, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Next up, we have Nightwing, Leaping into the Light by Tom Taylor. Now, I have heard excellent things about this Nightwing run. I've heard that Nightwing is written really well, that it's funny, it's smart, it's even sexy in some parts, believe it or not. But it's Nightwing we're talking about, so, I mean, how could it not be, sexy? Because he's a sex symbol in comics. But anyway, I think this book sounds like a lot of fun. I think Nightwing is an amazing character and one of my favorites. He is one of my favorite Robins. He's probably objectively the best character out of all of them, but I will reveal who my favorite Robin is in a little bit and talk about that more in a future video, actually. We're probably going to talk about all the Robins for that matter. But yeah, this is Leaping into the Light, and I think the art looks amazing. And yeah, I'm really excited to start reading this run. So yeah. Next, we have a really rare one, Batman Arkham Manor. This is one that I've only heard about here and there over the years. It's a story where, well, Wayne Manor gets turned into Arkham Asylum. It's a pretty out there premise, but I actually think it sounds pretty interesting, and I'm pretty excited to read it. I don't remember where it takes place in the reading order, but I think that this sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I found it at a comic shop on base near where I live, as I'm actually from a military family. So I found it there, and I was like, yeah, I gotta pick this up. I've never seen this anywhere in store, and I know it's expensive as hell on Amazon. So, or maybe it isn't, I don't remember. A lot of comics are rare and hard to find and are expensive on Amazon. So, yeah, excited to read this one. Next up, we have Red Hood and the Outlaws, Volume 1 from the New 52, Redemption. Now, Red Hood is honestly my favorite Robin, or at least my favorite as a character. Maybe not just as Robin. I think my favorite character as Robin is probably Tim Drake, but I love all four of the main ones. And yeah, so I am really excited to read Red Hood and the Outlaws, as I've heard some pretty good things about this run, but I've also heard some mixed things, particularly about Starfire, who I've heard is very over-sexualized and just isn't portrayed as well as she usually is. So not hyped about that, but I love Red Hood, and I think Arsenal is really cool, and Starfire is a fun character, so fingers crossed it's really good. They're coming out with a reprint of the Omni this year, so that you can read all of it, but one thing I've decided to start doing is actually try to read the first volume or first few issues in a run before collecting the omnibus. So yeah, this is what I'm doing here, and I am excited to read it. So yeah. So next up we have Batman by Tom King again, Volume 9, The Tyrant Wing. This is another one that's pretty hard to find. So when I went to the comic store that has almost all Tom King's run, I just decided to pick it up, and now I just have to collect volumes 5 through 8, I think, and then I'll have the whole run. Excuse me. And yeah, I am excited to read it, and this one looks like fun. Batman and Penguin against Bane. I mean, come on, that sounds like fun. The art looks good as always, of course, and Penguin's a character I've never been crazy about, but I've come to appreciate him over the years with portrayals in Gotham the show, The Batman by Colin Farrell, and even the recent show, The Penguin, again with Colin Farrell. So yeah, I think this could be another fun little story in Tom King's run. And last but certainly not least, we have Batman Detective Comics by Peter J. Tomasi. Mythology. Now, this is a run that I've not heard too many things about. I feel like it's not talked about that often, but when I remember when it was coming out, people weren't crazy about it. But nowadays I hear people are pretty lukewarm or just kind of whatever about it. And some people like it, some people don't, because there's not as much of an overarching story, and instead it's more of a just random Batman stories, and that's okay. I think that could be fun. But yeah, this one is about a murder that takes place at an aquarium that is similar to Batman's parents, I think. So yeah, and then the next volume is about the Arkham Knight, or a different version of the Arkham Knight in the comics that isn't Jason Todd. So I look forward to reading that. I actually have an issue from that, which I can go over another time as my single issue collection, as I'm honestly collect issues with cool covers rather than collecting any that I'm just reading at the time. But I have started collecting issues that I will read, such as Batman Detective Comics #1 by Tom Taylor and Batman, or Absolute Batman #1 by Scott Snyder. So yeah, I think I'm going to start reading single issues and first volumes to see how I like things. So yeah, that is this book. Again, excited to read it, and I might pick up the Omni if I like it. So yeah, guys, these are the books that I picked up so far in 2025. I hope you all liked this video, and I will keep you posted on what I get at the end of March. So yeah, stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.